speaking of crazy, are you guys ready?
Really?
This
Crazy is not the word I would use to describe it, but...
So, this week, we decided to watch a 24 episode anime.
We're doing a new format.
We're trying it out. Because, we've been doing a lot of 12s or 24, or like more than 24, and because we were able to like watch that while we
watched them previously or while doing other stuff.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've decided to watch. This was my suggestion this week. So you'll see how that goes over.
So
and it's a 26 episode.
Yeah, the way we're going to do this is that we split it up into two parts. Where usually when you have a 24, 26 type of anime, they usually have two sections of it. So we were able to get to basically the halfway point, and that was the end of the first story. And then we go, cool, now let's talk about it, and then we'll talk about the second half next week.
So this week is the first 13 episodes of Nagi-Asu.
And we're actually going to do this too, is we're going to see how our recommendations change. So for this perspective, this is the recommendation of the first half.
This is more of a first impressions than anything else.
Yeah.
We're not doing like a formal, like our little formal review like we do at the beginning as much. We'll be like what we think of it so far. Mm-hmm. We'll try to go spoiler free for a little bit, but that's
and then we're gonna go into the discussion. But we're gonna keep the recommendations from what me and Connor saw from the first 13. Because Dawson, you can't say anything because you watched all of it. But you could respond to us.
I have one small thing I'm going to say that isn't spoilers.
Okay.
But I will say it later on.
But so Nagi-Asu. It's an anime about fish people.
You don't have to describe it like that. There's a group of people that
let me do this.
Live
Basically,
underwater.
there's two sets of people.
You have the beautiful, like, magnificent fish people and the plebeian, terrible, dirty pig people that live on the surface.
Okay.
No.
Let me start. Tell me
that's not how it starts.
Wait, I'm gonna be unbiased here. Basically, the story goes is that there's two sets of people who live in the ocean and people who live in the land. And they have there's a lot of politics and there's a lot of differences between them because the land people keep taking the sea people's women. And the issue
that's not Andrew. No.
No, I'm talking about one aspect of it.
No, the main
thing over fishing grounds.
It's over fishing grounds.
It's also sort of a religious thing. Like they feel like they
turn your phone.
Shut up. They feel like they left them behind and like they're kind of displeasing the sea god. And it's very much political. Like they're sort of the elder group in the sea.
Political, economic, and religious is basically the 3 points of the divide.
And the people on land basically left the sea and kind of they disposed of like this. They have this biological difference, which is like their outer skin.
Yeah.
The fish people have this sort of like membrane that like that allows them to
Can
breathe
we call them
underwater.
people of the sea and not fish people?
No, fish people.
Quit being so politically incorrect.
But PC?
Yeah, stop being PC.
Trust me, guys, I'm PC.
Anyways, so the water people...
There you go.
That's just as fast to say. God, I lost my track. The water people basically have to sort of move out of this sea for... because their school got closed down, so they start to actually intermingle with the people of the surface. They can leave for about like a few hours, about a school day before they have to head back in.
Yeah, basically there's an outer layer of sort of skin called enna, which allows the people of the sea to breathe underwater and live comfortably underwater throughout their lives. And if they go out on land, the enna absorbs all the water around it and then starts to dry up.
It has to be salt water.
And it has to be salt water as they're from the sea. And after a certain number of hours, they need to put salt water back
then
on
they'll
their
just start
skin.
Suffocating.
Yeah, they can't breathe.
And this all takes place in this like middle to high school.
It's middle school.
It's middle school.
It's middle school.
That's
part of the reasons that I have later.
Initially, it is
junior high.
4 characters in junior high.
Yes.
4 soon to be.
No,
much 5.
They just turned in like
4 people from the sea and 1 person from the land.
Yeah, and they're all together in this like little junior high, and they have their little love thing that I won't get into yet.
Yeah.
And the main character is very much one of their characters where they want people to look at her and go, "Wow, look how cute she is."
Give it a minute.
Give it a minute.
That's not spoilers.
So, talking about
Basically,
a recommendation standpoint is, I don't. From where I'm standing right now,
we can't. Let's not do recommendations for the first half.
No, we're doing
You
this.
can't do that.
It's not recommendations. It's impressions.
Yeah.
From call it an impression. Do not say recommendation.
From where I'm standing right now, I cannot ever recommend.
Don't say a recommendation.
Calm down, Dawson.
I know. I haven't slept in a while. And the only thing keeping me going right now is caffeine and salt.
So
this is a little bit different than the Demon King review. Holy shit!
Because the thing is, he actually likes it.
I actually like this show.
So
I've also rewatched it recently.
So the thing is, it's kind of a recommendation, but
no.
From where I'm standing right now, I can't say, hey, go watch this. I can't tell people,
well, you should never tell someone to watch something after only watching the first half of it.
Dawson, Death Note.
We got it.
Okay, no, that's the thing. I've never told somebody don't watch Death Note.
You have! I
haven't. I've said I don't like Death Note, but I've never told somebody don't watch it. Dude, I've recommended somebody Death Note before.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's the type of people who like certain sorts of
things.
But
you didn't watch it long enough to know if he would like it or not.
Dude, I've heard enough about Death Note to know generally what's it about and what sort of person is going to like Death Note.
I wouldn't call it my own recommendation if I did that.
I don't call it my own recommendation.
I
say a lot of people like Death Note. I don't, but I
this
think
is all semantics. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I'm just saying from where
Andrew didn't like it.
No, from where I'm standing, I can't say, hey, go watch this. Even when from you, if I heard about the second half, I can't look at a person and oh, he's kind of into this sort of thing. I should suggest this. For me, I can't do that. For me, I can't.
To be fair, Andrew is very much biased towards things that he kind of discovered himself.
No, exactly. No. I was actually going to mention this too at some point.
No, actually.
You totally are. I mean, I'm the same way a lot of times.
You guys told me to watch a bunch of stuff, and I watched it and
loved it. You were so against Berserk to start.
No, I never was against Berserk. I just said I'm gonna read it, and you kept harping me on it.
The things that you are always most passionate about are always things you found yourself.
No, I really like Berserk, and I will.
You do really like Berserk, but Berserk's special.
It's too good not to like. Oh, you
Berserk
fanboys.
Berserk is special.
No, see, here's the thing. It's I really like Gekon Shoujo. I could rave about how great. I read the manga for Gekon Shoujo. You have yet to read the manga of Gekon Shoujo.
I've rewatched it 3 times though. That's the most I've ever rewatched something. By the way, is Gekon.
He got me to watch Anohana, and he hasn't even watched it. And I could rant
in a way you're still discovering that.
Yeah. In that one, you definitely.
No, you discovered it, and then you told me about it, recommended it to me, and then I watched it.
For Gekon Shoujo, you were the first one to read the manga.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I enjoyed that.
Alright.
We'll back off.
Fine, Andrew has his defense.
Are you gonna continuously back me into this corner?
It's a general trend we saw. It's not
it's not all encompassing, but it is a general trend.
I'm gonna go down my list.
I mean, I would say I'm the same way though. As much as
dude,
I like watching you guys' recommendations, I'm always more passionate about things that I found myself.
Dude, you guys showed me Durarara, and I'm way more passionate about Durarara than you are.
This is true.
You started the second season without us, then. Alright, anyways, can we move on for our third season?
Yeah, because it was weekly, and then you guys...
Can we move on, though?
You guys decided not to watch it.
I can't watch weeklies.
It's just a trend.
Unless somebody
I'm not saying you're following your rules specifically. Anyways... on this anime...
Moving on, yeah, that was a tangent there.
Well, okay, all this is really going to be is a tangent. This is just our first impression, sort of why we think these things. We can't really come up with a full, review, obviously, because we're halfway through it. So instead, this is sort of a new trend we're trying to start. Maybe we'll keep going into this. Maybe we'll do this for other 24s.
Yeah, we'll see how this works.
Otherwise, we won't really be able to review a lot of them.
Dude, Dawson showed me Orimo.
I did, huh?
Alright, stop. Orimo's terrible. Move on.
Somehow everything I've showed you,
with
the exception of, I think, Gekon, I feel like you've ended up liking more than I do.
Exactly. Can you...
Huh.
Punchline.
Huh. Everything I show you, I don't finish.
See, but that's not something that you went all the way through and were like, oh, this is like, I really like
No,
this show.
you were
This is my
telling us. He was
recommendation.
telling us to watch.
It's more like-
Punchline.
And
But, like, we-
Punchline, I really
See,
did
Andrew,
want you guys.
it's really
to
easy to get you to watch something if we haven't finished it. If we could just go, oh, I'm watching this, we should watch it together, and you'll be like, cool, and then you'll like beat us to it. But if it's like, oh, I watched this whole thing, you should totally like catch up with me, and you're like, maybe later.
Also, I think part of the reason I don't finish things is because I get really excited about things when I'm watching them, and I'm like, hey guys, you should totally watch this. And then as soon as I either finish or stop watching, I completely forget about it and don't care that much anymore, and then you go and watch it after I've already stopped caring.
Sorry, I needed to prove my point here, so I'm done proving my point.
Andrew, you need to skip this part, or like give people an option to skip this part. When
I make the impressions?
Because generally we actually put a decent review at the beginning and then we move on.
So
and then we tangent at the end, but oh my god, this is gonna be Salt Hour.
Intro.
This is Salt Hour 2.0 after Demon King.
So my again, first impressions without spoilers is just I can't suggest this. That's all I could say.
Well, you obviously can't. No one can. We only seen the first half.
I know, but if I were to
you
talk to
are not
Jay,
enjoying what you're seeing so far.
If I were to talk to Jay, one of my best friends, about this anime, and just be like, should you watch it? Should you not watch it? I would totally be like, Jay, I know this is the type of thing that you like, but I think you should not watch this. Actually, there's other reasons for that I'll go into during the spoiler section.
Specifically, why you won't recommend this to Jay.
But because I
was trying to get Jay to watch this at one point.
I would talk to Jay.
Okay,
this is be like, no.
This build-up's going a bit too long. Let's not try to make this like what's it called, anticlimactic ending, and kind of move forward from this and just.
So let's start talking right now.
Spoiler hour for everyone.
We gotta finish the impressions. Finish the impression
okay.
part. So I have
official suggestions. This is where you should cut to in the video. Clap. Is Andrew did not enjoy it very much, right?
The first 13 episodes.
Short and sweet. What? You didn't enjoy it for one very big reason.
There's a lot of reasons I didn't enjoy that. I will go into the spoiler because a lot of things I would talk about in the spoiler, like a lot of things that I didn't like about it, would be spoilerish in a way.
Is there a general theme that you don't like about it?
The best way I could not like this anime is that it's one of my pet peeves in anime that I was talking to you guys about, and that's you give us a really cool concept. Like that concept is awesome. Like I am so into this concept. And then what you do is you just cut to something that's not that cool concept. And for this anime, and for others that are airing this season, they have that. Where you literally have, that's an awesome concept. I want to see more of that concept. And then you cut to this middle school angsty shit that I'm just like, but go back.
Now to be fair, near the end of where we're at, right? The middle of the season, it does sort of get to a climax. Shit actually happens.
I actually was excited by a lot of that part on that last episode.
Yeah, because it's interesting, and there's a lot of, like, feelsy moments that, like, there's, like, moments that try to make you sad, or, like, and there's relationships that are good.
Here's the thing. I have to say, moment to moment, like, the moment-to-moment moments in this show are good. Yes, I'm not the most invested in the show, but there were moments where I started tearing up. And I was like, why am I tearing up? It's because they did the emotions.
But here's the thing.
And they took it.
The good relationships are the side characters. I will talk about that more in depth.
Actually, yes, you're right. Because I actually felt really emotional every time Akari was doing something with the family. And I literally was, like, tearing up every single time that was going on. And I feel that this anime, yes, does a good job with its moment-to-moment emotions. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, I just can't. Like, because then you cut back to, like, middle school level shit.
Alright, Dawson.
Okay.
Chip in.
This is... I'm still messing around with my top 5, top 10 list. But currently, this is in my top 5
because
somewhere.
Of the second half?
Because of mostly of the second half.
So we can't discuss that.
We can't discuss that yet. But for me, the main thing this first half does is set up everything I like about the second half, and everything I don't like about the first half is remedied for a majority of the second half. And I will quickly rail off, when we get to the spoilers section, I will quickly rail off the things that I don't like about the first half that do get, for me at least, fixed in the second half. And I have more things to say, but I'll wait till spoiler section. But I really like this show, and I don't think it's been mentioned yet. This show's fucking gorgeous.
Oh, I don't give you, like, the music...
The music and the animation are on point.
Is the best thing about this show. Like, it's so good.
That
it's
is
so amazing.
Undeniable. I completely agree.
Like, there are moment-to-moment emotions that, for me, I kept saying, I should like this show. And then you cut back, and I go,
a lot of it's a little bit too fluffy for me, personally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Connor, you go.
When it gets to the dark parts, I enjoy those. Like, a lot more, as it sort of contrasts the light fluffiness in it. And there are, like, a few dark-ish points, right? There's a few lows and stuff.
Yeah.
They're fucking racist.
They are fucking racist.
Some of them. Anyways,
some of them
spoilers. Stop.
Once again, if you notice that all the other 7 episodes, I really hold back, like, swearing and cursing.
This one, you're just letting it free, run free.
I don't. Anyways,
I can't.
Anyways,
yeah,
it's my turn to talk.
Keep going.
My turn.
I'm sorry.
My stage.
Anyways, so God, my impressions. Despite like the cute fluffiness, I just couldn't really get into it because of the main cast. Everyone else, I really did enjoy them. Like I enjoyed honestly the very main character and his family. Those were a lot of fun. They're sort of like the chief priest and all that stuff. And there's, like, it's showing how, like, politics kind of leaks into their family and their struggles and stuff. And he seems like the character who actually got shit done.
Pseudo-politics is amazing.
Like, I enjoyed him because, like, you're at a point where it's like, oh, God, we just kind of got to accept this. And he's like, no, I'm not going to accept this. And I actually kind of like characters who do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And even if it is sort of a trope, it was a fun trope and I enjoyed what he was doing. Now, the other characters' tropes, I can't agree with. Like, I don't like how they were, like, treated and stuff. With the main girl, whenever she does something really stupid, they're like, "Oh, isn't she perfect in every way?" And then,
oh man, you just took that food and you just gave it over to those people, and then they shoved you.
That is not really what I'm talking about, but
I know.
Other than that, like the actual concept is really neat. There's this interesting sort of environmental stuff going on. It's not like, oh, you're causing global warming bullshit environmental stuff. Because, like, we haven't heard that enough in every media. It's like, we know we're screwed. Anyways,
yeah, we know we messed up.
We know we're all fucked. You don't need to tell us that anymore. No, this time it's actually something else's fault.
Yeah. Which is cool.
But I didn't, everything I couldn't predict myself. When I looked at it, I'm like, I should have saw that coming. The difference here is it's like it was even more predictable than I thought. And I thought, oh, they're going for this twist. No, they didn't even go for that twist.
See, here's the thing.
They went for the most obvious twist.
I went with you with that, and I literally went, everything is so obvious. But, like, the difference is I called everything. There's a point on my list where I said, oh, totally didn't call that. No, I actually did.
So, yeah, if you want, like, the sea is really interesting. The wildlife. I like the god character they kind of put in there.
Oh yeah,
he's a lot of fun.
I do have to say, one of my favorite RPGs is Chrono Cross, and the music and the aesthetic of the game is very similar to this. Like the building designs, everything, and that's what I could say about it. I like that. I really enjoyed that. But the issue is, I sat there going, I really want to get my copy of Chrono Cross and start playing Chrono Cross right now.
I feel like the underwater city was a little bit too similar to the above water
No, but it's
city.
supposed to be like that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's kind of a meh recommendation for most of us. Dawson says stick to it till the end. Now it's not really that exciting.
I'm not going to do a full-on recommendation until next week, because it's like I said earlier. What if we did Samurai Flamenco and then we cut this up?
I know, it's first impressions.
Yeah.
We're just kind of giving those right now, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you're into sort of the younger children and stuff, or you can just... Or you're able to, like, stand a lot and, like, you like the whole environmental aspect, or you just want to know, like...
If you like the slow
It's a drama, first and foremost.
Yeah, it's
more
between,
than anything else, followed by fantasy.
It's between people of the water and people of the sea.
Yeah.
And sort of how they're trying to coexist, but it's really hard for them to, for a myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of the stuff you're into, this will be kind of your slice of pie, I guess.
Slice of life.
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't.